You have both played on screen pop stars who became movie stars. Elvis Presley, Bobby Darin. You didn't do impersonations of the men, but you got to their soul. You played the soul of the characters, which is evident with you now as Richard Nixon. Was that important to the director, not try to do an impersonation, but just go for something different?
Yeah, well, I think there's a previous version of this story that was committed to film, or at least to television. That was much more outlandish and caricaturish, and so we thought, well, that already exists, so let's do something else. The character Jerry Schilling that Alex Pettiford plays in the film, we really wanted his endorsement, and his support. And he said, well, I've been dying to see someone make a little bit more serious depiction of my friend. And so I really was inspired by Jerry's desire to see that.
Tell me about working with Liza Johnson. She did such a great job directing this. And half an inch in the wrong direction, this could have seemed like an extended Saturday Night Live sketch.
Well, you give credit where credit is due, because Liza really had such a great handle on the tone of the film. Sometimes you go to movies and they just seem like to have like 5 different tones, or no tone at all, or right. Tone deaf. And it was just a pleasure to sort of feel like while Michael and I were, as you say, not interested in doing imitations or caricatures, but interested in trying to get to the essence of who these men were. But also that even as crazy as the circumstance is, right. We're playing it seriously. But it's funny. I mean, it's just this side of Dr. Strangelove. And that was great fun to be able to play and to recognize that was the world we were in.
With 2 famous men who were on opposite ends of the scale as far as popularity. Like, women kissed the wall of Elvis's bedroom, which is sort of a museum in Memphis. And Nixon was so unpopular with American youth that he was coaxed into doing an appearance on NBC's Laugh-In to warm him up.
That's right. And weirdly, Sock It To Me won a lot of fans.
It sure did.
When he said it. It's true.
Long Day's Journey Into Night. You're going to be opening soon in Long Day's Journey Into Night, playing Jamie. You played Jamie in Long Day's Journey Into Night in a production that changed your life. So wasn't that where you met Jack Lemmon?
Well, I met Jack Lemmon when I was 13 years old, but that was the first time that we had a chance to work together. And I did the play with Peter Gallagher, and he's doing the play with John Gallagher.
Yeah, yeah.
When you won your Oscar for American Beauty, you dedicated the Oscar to Jack Lemmon. Did you base your character in American Beauty on Lemmon's C.C. Baxter from The Apartment?
Well, I can tell you this, that Sam Mendes and I had a lot of conversations before we started American Beauty about what we were looking to try to achieve. And there was something that Sam kept saying, which was that if you look at The Apartment, Jack Lemmon's character never changes, but he evolves. And Sam wanted to achieve that same thing with Lester Burnham. He never wanted them to change, he wanted them to evolve. And so we watched The Apartment many times to try to figure out what those things were that Jack was doing. And so I dedicated it, not just because he was my idol and he was my friend, and he was a man who put his hand on my shoulder when I was 13 and told me that I should be an actor, that I was born to be an actor, but in specific because that particular performance in The Apartment stands out as a huge shelf from which I stood on when I did American Beauty.